Salutations, everyone, and welcome to episode 6 of season 2 of PTV FC. As always, my name is Louie Pasculli, and I'm joined by the amazing Graham Marshman. The World Cup is in full swing. I'm excited to talk about it. I know you are too. But first off, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Louie. Just got the World Cup games pulled up here, and I'm just keeping tabs on them right now. 2-0 Mexico over the Saudis and 2-0 Argentina over the Polish. So I'm really excited today. Love the World Cup. It's in full swing. I love all my roommates. They're all getting into it with me. So we're having a great time here.
Love to hear that. And like you said, you mentioned both of those games in that group. As it stands right now, everything is tied for Poland and for Mexico. They're tied in goal differential. They're tied on goals scored. It's going to go all the way down to the fair play rule, which is based on yellow cards and red cards, how many have been gotten by each team through the tournament. So we will keep you updated with those two games going on right now. But first, we have to talk about the U.S. Ah, what a fantastic first three games for the U.S. I'm sorry to mention it for your Wales, but the U.S. played them in the first game of the three games of the group stage. The U.S. Ended up drawing 1-1. Timothy Weah goal scored for the U.S. is how they went up 1-0. And then a late PK from Gareth Bale was how Wales tied it. So what are your thoughts on that game?
Now, let me share my. Hey, first off, I know I'm wearing a Wrexham shirt right now, and I know I love Wales, but when it comes to the U.S. over any other team that I like internationally, maybe Germany's a close call there, but I will support the U.S. through and through because that's where we live, Louis. We live in the U.S. and that first game, I was a little disappointed by the U.S. To be honest, I thought we had a lot more opportunities than them. We really like controlled the game possession wise and everything, put Wales on their heels, and then a stupid penalty at the end there when Gareth Bales is back to the goal. He really has nowhere to go with it, and Walker Zimmerman just clears him. There's no point. And then we end up drawing because of that and putting more pressure on for these like next two games that we like had to win and tie and win or whatever. I think at the beginning there it was a little stupid, but the United States team looked really good in that first game. I was really happy about how well we played against the top side like Wales. So I was really excited by that first game.
I agree. We look like a good unit. We definitely don't have the most talent in the world, but we play together, and we seem to know how to play with each other in terms of the players on the pitch. Also, I like that our substitutes came on and did relatively good. I mean, Medford Messi could have done a little bit better in that first game, in my opinion. But nonetheless, you're right. The U.S. they look like they've been playing together for a while. They look like they were supposed to be here and playing well, and they didn't give up a goal from open play, so that's good. I mean, obviously the penalty late. Oh, that was so enraging because you're right. Bale's back was to the goal. Did not have to dive in like that, but Zimmerman did. It ended up being a penalty. And even Turner got a hand on it, but it still flew into the back of the net. And
Now,
Gareth Bale
Louis,
from
who
what was
was
that?
Medford Messi? Who was Medford
Oh,
Messi?
Medford Messi is number 11. Is Aronson. He's a substitute
Oh,
forward
he
for
is. Yeah, okay. He's from
yes,
New Jersey. I forgot
yeah,
about
from New
that.
Jersey,
Well,
from Medford.
because he played for the Union as a youth, like he was in their academy and everything. So I usually associate him with Philadelphia and everything. But he's from Medford, and Christian Pulisic is about an hour away from me in Hershey, hour 45 minutes away from me in Hershey in Pennsylvania. So we support we support Christian Pulisic there. Got some locals here for us.
Oh yeah, got to rep the players that are from locally. Medford Messi did not play too well, and Pulisic got the assist in that game. But I would like to see him do more personally. I don't know how you feel about this, but all of the set pieces for the U.S. did not go very well. They should have struggled both in game one and game two with the set pieces. I don't know. My expectations were very high for Christian Pulisic, and he got an assist in this one, and then 2 games later he ended up getting the game-winning goal. So obviously that was great from him, but. What are your thoughts on his play? I guess just in game one first, since we're talking about that specifically, how do you think he did?
Well, Mexico scored and
Uh-oh.
just ruled out for offsides. Yeah, he's off. Okay, just scored and just got ruled out. So, um, but for like the set pieces, I don't want Christian Pulisic taking our set pieces, but he kind of has to almost like he never takes set pieces for Chelsea. He never takes them because he's just not like that great of a set piece taker. And we have players like Mason Mount and Reece James and Ben Chilwell to take those set pieces. So we don't really need Christian Pulisic to do those things on Chelsea. But for the United States, he's kind of the guy who has to take them because he's just the most talented when it comes to those things. When Aronson comes on, he usually does some of the set pieces too, because he has more of that role for Leeds. But again, I don't like where our set pieces are going, and set pieces are a huge thing in the World Cup. Especially like the old United States teams used to really thrive off of those set pieces, used to thrive off of corners, used to thrive off of free kicks, those old United States teams. But I mean, we play more of a possession-based game, and we play like the better teams play now, and we're not like those old United States teams where they have to rely on all these uh, free kicks and corner kicks and set pieces. We can score from open play, which we've proven. We've scored 2 goals now from open play, and we've qualified. So I'm excited about that, but we do need to improve upon it because you don't know when those are going to come in handy.
And I agree with you 100%. And in bigger games, as the U.S. hopefully can progress, they're going to need more and more because it's more of a chance to get an advantage on, say, Netherlands or like Argentina. I don't know who America's going to end up playing, but nonetheless, like set pieces, like you said, are extremely important going forward. I really hope Pulisic can come back from his little mini injury that he suffered. Hopefully, it's only mini. And just do a little bit better on set pieces, and also the U.S. Getting in the box, getting open to get a head on or a foot on the end of a ball into the box from Pulisic. But speaking of set pieces, I'm going to move on to game number 2. USA versus England. No one expected the USA to do anything. England just came off a 6-2 victory against Iran. They're riding high. Everyone is so high on England at this particular moment in time. I think the stats before the game was that America had an 11% chance to win and about a 25% chance to draw. So no one was rooting for America, but America went out and did their thing. In my opinion, they went and outplayed England. They outcornered them by a lot. Pulisic hit the post. They had a bunch of good chances, and they also were rock solid defensively too. Matt Turner did what he was asked to do, played great in that game. What are your thoughts?
Well, the fact that the United States can go out there and honestly dominate a game against England,
It's a great sign.
we were by far the better team. You
Oh
can't
yeah.
argue that. The England fans definitely could tell that because once that game was over, the social media talk got real quiet from the England
Oh
fans
yeah.
because they knew that we dominated that game. We had better chances. And defensively, oh my God, Tim Ream, the 38-year-old, I think he's old, but Tim Ream, starter for Fulham, has been putting in the work. He has been amazing so far this World Cup. Walker Zimmerman looked a little shaky against England. It's probably why he didn't get the start in the last game. But Tim Ream and Anthony Robinson, the 2 Fulham guys, Anthony Robinson, who has never even stepped foot in America unless it was United States men's team related, those 2 Fulham guys have done extremely well for us defensively, and against England they looked amazing. We looked as a team better than England, and a draw against them was the best thing we could have hoped for.
And England coming into this tournament is ranked in the top 5 in terms of teams all around. So for the U.S. to go out and compete and dominate, like you said, play better than England is great news for the U.S. going forward, both in this World Cup as well as just international tournaments as a whole. But as for the game specifically, the possession was 56-44, which is not that bad when you consider the context going into the game. They outcornered England, like I said before, 7-3. There were a flurry of corners right in the beginning of that second
Yeah.
half where I really thought the U.S. could get one. But again, those set pieces just kind of held the U.S. back a little bit. Also, the midfield played great. You mentioned the defense. The midfield also played amazing in that game. And also heard that there was some tactical genius going on where the U.S. would counter very quickly so that England could not push numbered forwards in the attack, which I didn't realize it during the game because I was like, why are we countering? Like, America doesn't strike me as a team that can counter super well. But they were doing it because of the numbers reason so that England could not push numbers forward and attack because they had to get back for a potential U.S. counter. So honestly, I didn't know how to feel about that at first, but really, really good strategy there from the U.S.
And how many corners does the United States have? Because I think we had like
Seven in
7. Yeah,
total.
okay.
It's
7?
only to England's 3.
Yeah. Harry Maguire got his head and cleared 6 of those 7 corners.
And they were right
Harry
at the front post.
Harry Maguire did he was England's best player, to be honest. I know all the stuff we say about him and everything. He was England's best player in that game because he was the one single-handedly keeping those set pieces. Like the one was going back post, Walker Zimmerman was right there about to bury it, and Harry Maguire got his head on it. They call him Slabhead for a reason because he can use it well, I guess. And he was honestly England's best player in that game. Him and Mason Mount, I think, did the majority for that team in that game. And England fans have to be disappointed by this. I mean, all the stuff they said before the game, we're ranked 12th in the we're ranked 12th in the rankings, below 10,
even
below
higher. England?
No, we are United States. I think we're
Yes,
12th.
yes, yes.
I think we're 12th. England's ranked 4th or 5th. It's just disappointing. England should be disappointed in the fact that they can't beat this United States team, which frankly is super young and have no experience. We have one player who has played in a World Cup, one, and he doesn't even start. So none of our starting 11 players have played in a World Cup, and the only one with that took enough United States men's experience is Christian Pulisic, who's been with the team, who failed to qualify with them last year when he was like super young, when he was, I think, around 18. So the fact that this under experienced, super young United States team can go out there and draw against this powerhouse with some of the best players in the world in their starting 11, because any single one of their players, bench or starters, gets into our starting 11, no matter, in my opinion, any one of their players. But the fact that we can go out there and draw them, very exciting for United States soccer.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, on paper, England is the much better side. They have a lot more talented players from much more prestigious teams than the U.S. does. Do we have an update?
Poland game has ended 2-0
Okay.
Argentina. So there's still 4 minutes or about 3 minutes left of extra time in the Mexico game. As it stands right now, Poland goes through. As it stands right now.
So, okay, that is huge for that group because it will be Argentina and Poland going through to the next round. That is huge.
Yep, that is huge right now. But we're looking at a tight one. This Saudi Arabia is on a counter. Oh, and it goes out.
Okay. So we will keep you updated when that game is completely done, because at the time of recording it's currently 3:56 Eastern Standard Time. So the game is in the final stages. But back to England real quick. And Matt Turner, I can't say enough good things about him. I mean, I think in all 3 games he didn't really face too many shots, but he did what he had to do. Not only was he good at saving the ball and making sure he didn't give up any rebounds, he came off his line, kicked the ball away when needed to. He came all the way out of his box, I think in the Wales game, to kick the ball away. So he played like a sweeper keeper, almost doing as
Saudi
much as he
Arabia
possibly could.
scores. The Saudis have
Wow.
scored. Saudi Arabia has scored. It is 2-1. 2-1 Saudi Arabia. And at this rate, does Saudi Arabia go through? No, they don't, because Poland drew Mexico, so Mexico's still going through. They have 3 minutes. Can they? Can Saudi Arabia do it?
Wow.
Two,
Flip the script. Talk about, if they could get another one, that would be nuts.
a great give and go. That's beautiful play. That's beautiful. But yeah, you're talking about Garden State Matt Turner, another New Jersey native here.
Oh yeah.
Played.
Gotta
He
support the
played
guy.
at. Where did he play at college? There was that um
Oh,
video go.
I
It's somewhere in New Jersey. Was it
yeah.
Ryder?
I don't think it was Ryder. I think it was, I'm not really sure to be honest, but that video was actually quite comical of him, parrying the ball and having it go into the back of the net. He said he almost quit soccer because of that video. So I think that's kind of funny that now you can see the transition of him, kind of messing up in college and now being on the biggest stage in soccer and doing fantastic first team nationally.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great to see. Like, um, especially because he was kind of second string to Zach Steffen there for a while, who was the backup at Man City. And since Zach Steffen's gone to Middlesbrough, it seems like he's fallen off a little bit in form wise, and he didn't even get selected to go to this World Cup, which a lot of people were disappointed by. But I think Matt Turner's earned his spot now as the number one guy, backup at Arsenal. He's doing great there, and I think he's really established himself as the U.S. number one, and he's only 28, so he's still got for goalkeepers, he still has got a long career ahead of him.
Yeah, goalkeepers typically have a longer career than outfield players. I just looked it up. He did go to Fairfield University, so that's where he went. But yeah, Turner played great, as you said, and also defensively, like not even conceding a goal to England. I was a bit surprised. I was hoping for a draw, but I thought it would be 1-1 or 2-2, close chance in the other game. But yeah, like America did good defensively, like I was saying against England. I was really surprised actually, but that's been kind of a common theme is how good America's been playing defensively. So game 2, huge victory. Also something we did not talk about, the memes before the game, the memes after the game, fantastic, very, very funny. England has never beat America in a World Cup or a war, so that's kind of cool. But
um,
now, yeah,
War of 1812. I don't know if you could say we won. We didn't lose that one.
well, that was a
Came to a
long
still.
time ago. That's
Oh,
fine.
oh my God! Huge chance missed by Raul Jimenez. Is the game over? Because I think there's a time lapse. Is the game over yet? There might be a
Um,
little bit of a time lag for me.
well, I can check the
Oh,
online right here.
Raul Jimenez just cleared the keeper on that great opportunity, but
It does not
Mexico.
say the game is over yet, so
Oh, it's over. It's over.
officially over.
Saudi Mexico is out of the World Cup.
So
Mexico
Poland
and
and
Saudi Arabia.
yes, from Group C, Poland and Argentina will advance. And there are talks that now, not talks, I think this is what's going to happen is that Argentina will play France, if I'm not mistaken.
Um, did they top? No, they topped the group.
Oh,
Argent-
okay. Okay.
Argentina tops the group,
You're
I
right.
believe, with that win. So Poland will play France,
Poland will play France.
and Argentina will play Australia, I
Oh,
believe.
that's another surprise, actually, that they were able to go through.
Australia beating, because a lot of people said that Denmark will be the Denmark was a dark horse in this tournament, and it's a little disappointing to see that they really didn't come. No one could score goals for them. They're like Christensen scored in the game against who did he score against? God, why can't I remember? In the game against France, he scored, but like they couldn't score in open play, and yeah, I just didn't think that Denmark very disappointing for how good they were in the Euros. All
Yeah,
right.
I would have to agree. I mean, I think they were ranked a little bit too high. I remember talking with my friends before the World Cup had even started, and they were ranked over some really good teams like Germany. I think they were ranked in the top 10, actually. So I was a bit surprised to see them ranked that high, but it definitely did not live up to the potential. I mean, they lost to well, the first game they played France, so that's obviously a tough matchup. They scored a goal against France, but they ended up losing 4-1, and then they beat how do you say this team? I always mess it up. Tunisia?
Tunisia.
Tunisia.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tunisia.
Tunisia. Hopefully I'll remember now. Tunisia. And then they ended up losing today to Australia, so they were not going to go through in Group D. So yeah. Now we will talk about game 3, I guess, because we have the results of Group C. So now we're going to move over to Group B, America, the final game. The pressure's on. This game is win or go home. America had 1 point. No, they had 2 points before this one. Iran had 3 points. If America drew or lost, they would be sitting at home watching the World Cup instead of playing in it. But they came out. It's kind of also it's kind of like I meant to say this before. How I think it's an advantage that America had to play a win or go home game because that's how the round of 16 is going to be. So they've already had that under their belt with
Yeah.
being in a scenario where the pressure's on, probably even more so than England to win and to advance. So they went out. Christian Pulisic putting his body on the line, scoring a goal for the USA when needed. He ended up getting hurt. He was able to finish that half and finish playing that half, but then he was subbed off and he ended up going to the hospital. But as per his social media, he was very happy with his boys. And he will be back. At least he says he will be back for the game on Saturday when the U.S. takes on Netherlands. But what did you see in that one?
All I gotta say is for the United States, when the game's on the line, it's do or die. The United States needs a goal. We know who always provides for the United States. That is Captain America, the Chelsea man himself, Christian Pulisic. He always
And the
gets it
Dortmund
done
man,
for
and the
us.
Dortmund man also.
He gets it done for us. He is the best player for the United States, hands down. I don't want to hear this stuff about Gio Reyna, great player. I don't want to hear this stuff about Tyler Adams, even better player. Christian Pulisic lives and breathes USA, and I love it. I love every second of it. He puts his body on the line. He gets a abdominal contusion, has to go to the hospital at the game. After the game, he's in the hospital. He's in the hotel room celebrating with his boys, repping the red, white, and blue. Love to see it. Christian Pulisic is America. He is Captain America, and I think this next game against the Netherlands, he will be the difference maker. He will be the difference maker on whether or not we beat this Netherlands team. That is for sure.
Yeah, and I talked about earlier in game 1 how, he got the assist, but I wanted him to play better, and then the set pieces in game 2. But you're right. He played great in that first half, obviously got the goal that put America ahead. It ended up being the game-winning goal. Christian Pulisic is that guy for America. He's going to need to be that guy because in order for a good national team, there's always a guy, I feel like that, unless it's like Germany or Spain in 2010 or Germany in 2014, there's always a guy that they rely on when they really need a goal, and Christian Pulisic is looking to be that guy for America. They had to dig deep. They did just that. They defended well again, not conceding a goal to Iran, who scored 2 against England as well. So I was a bit concerned in that regard, but U.S. defense stepped up. Zimmerman did not get the start. They went with the guy, the other
Um,
center back.
Really long name. Yeah,
Yes,
forget
there's
his
a
name.
hyphen in his name. We know who we're
Yeah,
talking about. And like you said, Reem played great. He made all the plays that he needed to do. They did a good job also out shooting Iran. USA had 12 shots, 5 on target. Iran with only 4 shots and 1 on target. Now, what did scare me a little bit was the ending of that game where Iran just had a flurry of attacking chances. Very close. It was nerve-wracking. We were watching with my friends like, oh, they better not screw this up. But they did what they needed to do just barely to make sure they kept Iran scoreless.
yeah, that was the end of the game there. So I'm walking. First off, I'm walking to class. I walk by the brand new Seton Hall University Center, and they have TVs in there right next to the Starbucks. And there's tons of people watching the game. I could see it through the glass as I was walking to class. And then I'm in class, and that was the longest 9 minutes of stoppage time in my life. I know I'm in class, I get it, but come on, it's the World Cup. It's more important. Let's be honest. I'm in class watching it. The game ends. I couldn't even breathe. I just went and just walked out of class, went to the bathroom, and just like took a deep breath and then started celebrating because that is huge. We are going to the group stage, or we are going out of the group stage into the round of 16 to play a Dutch team who is looking very good coming out of their group. But again, their group wasn't the hardest, so we don't really know how to really compare. Yes, Senegal is a good team. Yes, Ecuador is a good young team. But I think we can definitely put up a fight against this Netherlands team as the United States because we do believe that we will win.
Do believe that we will win. You're gosh darn right. Now let's talk about it in full. Netherlands, the first game they beat Qatar 2-0, which is like good.
Yeah.
That's what you should be doing. I don't even think Qatar scored in this entire tournament. They definitely didn't win. They also beat Senegal, who I watched that game. I thought Senegal played better. Their 2 goals came in the 80th plus minute, so they scored one late. I think it was
A
82nd minute.
Senegal without Sadio Mane.
Right. Senegal is not. Senegal is going to advance, but they look good even without Sadio Mane. If they had Sadio Mane, they would be really really good. But they beat Senegal. They scored in the 82nd minute. I think it was around there somewhere, and then they scored in stoppage time. Senegal was playing really good. They really could have converted some of their chances, but we're just unable to do so. And then they drew with Ecuador. Netherlands did. So they've only conceded 1 goal. They're very good defensively, as we know, with Virgil van Dijk leading the charge, but we've seen him decline a little bit since the ACL injury. This is a Netherlands team that is very beatable, despite being undefeated in the 3 games that they played. But so is America. America hasn't lost either. I'm excited for this game. It's going to take place at 10 a.m. on Saturday morning. Gonna have to wake up for that one. But I'm excited to see what happens.
Oh, we're having a watch party in here.
Oh
I know
yeah.
that's for sure. We're getting ready. We're excited in the quad here with my roommates and our win percentage again. 22% win percentage for the United States, 28% draw after the full 90, and a
Keep
50%
sleeping.
win percentage for the Netherlands. I seriously keep sleeping on us because
Keep sleeping.
Netherlands' biggest struggle right now is their attack. Their attack is their biggest struggle, and our biggest, our biggest thing is our
Strongest thing.
defense. Our strongest is our defense, and going forward, we are good. We are very good going forward too. So we need to be a little bit more clinical here and there. But I think if we do that in this game against the Netherlands, we can easily beat them. Yes, they have Matthias de Ligt and Virgil van Dijk at the back. Along in the midfield is probably with Frankie De Jong in the midfield, which is it's going to be difficult. But when they have players going forward, like Ganapo has been very good for them. Yes, Steven Bergwijn is good, and Memphis Depay, but still I don't think they haven't been very strong going forward, especially against weaker teams. Like only 2 goals against Qatar. No offense, Qatar was god awful. They were horrible. Drawing to an Ecuador team who's very young and inexperienced. I think we can definitely go in there, and I think we can definitely win this game. I'm very excited for the United States. We got to root for our boys. They're going out there. They're going to perform. United States, I'm going to call it United States 2-1 against the
I love
Netherlands.
that. I absolutely love that. I agree. I think the U.S. is going to win. Is there bias? Sure. But realistically, the U.S. has a bigger chance than what everyone is saying that we have to go out there and catch a W. Like you were saying, I think there's a few keys. One, let's see if we can get set pieces better. The U.S. has had success without the set pieces, success that we've like to see them have. But nonetheless, I mean, think about it. If the U.S. can grab a goal off a corner of a free kick, that could change the complexion of a game entirely. Christian Pulisic getting back from injury, making sure he's healthy. That's the second key. His play is going to directly reflect the USA. I kind of compare him to Kadari Richmond on the men's basketball team here at Seton Hall because, listen, Kadari Richmond plays good, Seton Hall plays good. Kadari Richmond doesn't play good, Seton Hall doesn't play good. It's very reflective of his play and then how the team plays as a whole, and then defending. What was that?
We're in a soccer podcast right now.
I know, but we're at Seton Hall though.
Shout out Kadari Richmond.
I didn't shout him out. I just said when he plays good, the team plays good. I think he needs to play better. That's beyond the point.
He does need to play better.
He does. That's for Hall Talk here at PTV
That's for Hall Talk.
Studio. Yeah, maybe we'll do that this Friday.
For all PTV FC watchers that don't watch Hall Talk, which is probably highly unlikely, I will be on Hall Talk on December 5th, so tune in for that.
There we go. Let's listen to Graham give his thoughts on the men's basketball team, where he will have a full episode talking about the men's basketball team. But back to soccer real quick. Defending again. I almost said Seton Hall. USA has not given up a goal from open play. That is awesome. Let's keep that going. Because then think about it. You only need one to win. So if USA can keep defending the way that they do, then I think we're in for a good run. I'm not going to say how far it's going to go, but I think that we can beat Netherlands. Would you agree with those keys?
I very much do agree with those keys. And you know what this game reminds me of? This reminds me of the year 2014. The USA barely qualifies. They go into a game against a powerhouse. They played Belgium. They played very well, but did not win. They lost 2-1 against that Belgium team. But this time around, going against the Dutch, who are not as strong as that Belgian team was in 2014, and we are a much stronger. We are a much stronger squad than we were in that 2014 team. We just need to play with heart, and I think if we do that, we got this Netherlands team. We can do it 100%. I'll believe in Captain America, the Hershey boy, hometown hero, down by close to me, not my hometown, but close enough, and the two New Jersey boys.
There we go.
We gotta hope for the best, and I think the United States pulled this one out.
And also, one more thing before we go, in Matt Turner we trust. I am excited to see him make some great saves because I feel like Netherlands will get some chances offensively, but he'll step up to the task. I am so confident in his ability based on how he's played so far that U.S. is going to be fine. Next time we're on this podcast, we'll be talking about, hopefully, the round of 8 instead of the round of 16. That's the quarterfinals, I think?
Yes, the quarterfinals.
Quarter. Okay, there we go. That will do it, though, for this energetic episode of PTV FC. For Graham Marshman, my name is Louie Pasculli. We'll see you next time. Go USA.